Good day, everyone. My name is Wilmer B. Patrimonio, a student of 2BSEA English, and my topic for the second round is Module 6, Innovative Technologies for Assessment Tasks in Teaching and Learning. Assessments, learning, and teaching are closely connected and interwoven because each provides information that can determine effective instruction. In the process of conceptualizing a plan on how to teach as the learning outcomes are put in place. The next step to consider is how this to be evaluated. This is an important part of instruction because data gathered in this phase of instruction will inform the teacher whether the students have actually learned or that the teacher has to reconsider a better approach in teaching. Although the conventional ways of assessment still work, the role that ICT plays in the present teaching and learning context has definitely changed the course of direction that a teacher can pursue. The use of technology plays a vital role in assessing teacher how to assess students' learning. It involves digital devices or online application that can be used in constructing, delivering, and reporting learners' performance. And this lesson presents the important concepts of assessment and learning while integrating technology tools that can appropriately evaluate students' learning. Varied types of online class assessment tools are also discussed. ICT and assessment of learning. Assessment is the process of identifying, gathering, and interpreting information about students' learning. Assessment is very important in students' learning. There are many approaches to assessment in learning with an emphasis on the process of learning along with the product of learning. The ultimate measure of students' competence is performance. Development in information and communication technology, or the ICT, has thrown open numerous possibilities for assessing student learning and providing immediate feedback. Next, we have the e-portfolio. E-portfolio assessment is also presented as an alternative way that can provide learners the chance to reflect how they learn. Next, we have online examination. Software and application design to assess and gather data afford the teacher ample chance to give an immediate feedback on students' learning. Also, the criteria for choosing the appropriate assessment also included. Of course, we have the different types of assessment, and we have four types of assessment here. These are, first, we have formative assessment, summative assessment, diagnostic assessment, and authentic assessment. And now let's discuss each of these types of assessment. Formative assessment provides feedback and information during the instructional process while learning is taking place. And while a learning is occurring, it is used to keep track of students' learning progress. It is not used for grading purposes. Next, we have the summative assessment. So when we say summative assessment, it takes place after the learning has been completed and provides information and feedback that sums up the teaching and learning process. It is used for grading purposes, so it must be announced ahead to give students the opportunity to prepare. Next, we have diagnostic assessment. So when we say diagnostic assessment, it helps in identifying students' current knowledge of the subject. So their skill sets and capabilities, and to clarify misconceptions before teaching takes place. Knowing students' strengths and weaknesses can help you better plan what to teach and how to teach it. Next, we have authentic assessment. So when we say authentic assessment, it describes the multiple forms of assessment that reflect student learning, achievement, motivation, and attitude in instructionally relevant and realistic classroom activities. So that are the types of assessment. And now let's proceed to the role of assessment in learning. First, we have in educational assessment the use of technology as an innovation and support for teaching and learning, and that's according to Sinhu of 2013, is essential to improve instruction and increase performance. Next, we have with an effective classroom assessment system in place, a valid demonstration of students' learning and progress connected to the classroom instruction and experience can be firm. So with the use of ICT, the teachers can right away give feedback to the students on the results of assessment. Feedback from the computer during the use of test materials improves students' performance and later use on the same test materials. Next, we have tests play a vital role in traditional learning as well as e-learning in this house the teacher and the learners in measuring learning. So there are many freeware where we can the teachers can create quizzes and evaluate learning electronically. Next, we have the other term or other role of assessment. First, it is a medium for students to develop higher level of thinking ability. Next, we have as a data collector, storage, and retrieval. Next, we have as an innovative and support for teaching, learning, and to improve instruction and performance. Educational technology. So these are the role of educational technology. First is to promote the development of learning, create attractive and effective learning environment. Next is to introduce new exciting and innovative for students engagement. And lastly, for teachers can incorporate activities, learning activities. There are some of the major advantage of online examination. So these are first is accessibility and flexibility. Next, time management, save cost and statistical analysis. And also, let's not forget that the security and confidentiality should be also considered. So security needs to be given top priority for any website that you will add information to. So security needs top priority. So we need to some school should utilize software for security and privacy examination. Have the current trends and assessment and learning. So traditional assessment like objective tests such as multiple choice, matching type, true or false, and other paper and pencil tests receive criticism by some expert in the assessment. In the 21st century assessment, it includes utilizing multiple measures of assessment, increasing the use of technology, focusing on the growth and development of the learner, and differentiating the roles and responsibilities of a teachers, administrators, and other stakeholders. So in the 21st century, educators and students can no longer afford to disconnect. To help students become a college and a career ready, we need to teach them how to apply what they are learning in school to the practical and intellectual tasks in everyday lives. And that is based on the study of Wolpert Godin of 2010. So educational technology is used to increase the efficiency of education in teaching, learning, and assessment. Computers are related technology are viewed as a feature of teaching and learning and also as a powerful technological machine to promote development of learning. So computers are able to create a more attractive and effective learning environment, and that is based on the study of Teaser and Oscan of 2011. Now let's proceed electronic portfolio. So when we say electronic portfolio, it means it is an electronic which is also known as e-portfolio. A digital portfolio or online portfolio is a collection of electronic evidence assembled and managed by a user usually on web. So e-portfolio includes input text, electronic files, images, multimedia, blog entries, and hyperlinks. E-portfolios are both demonstration of users' abilities and platform for self-expression. There are portfolios. First, we have the ideal portfolio. So, ideal portfolio, it contains all works of the students. So it is not given to provide students a grade. And next, we have a showcase of professional e-portfolios. So these e-portfolio are primarily a way of demonstrate or showcase the highlights of the student's academic career. Next, we have the documentation portfolio. So documentation portfolio, it involves the collection of work over time showing the growth and improvement reflecting on students' learning and identified outcomes. The learning e-portfolios. So learning e-portfolios are these are portfolios that typically created by students as a part of learning activity as a way to demonstrate learning and learning process. And lastly, we have evaluation or assessment e-portfolios. So these portfolios are the teacher may utilize both formative or summative assessment for feedbacks. Next, let's proceed on the mobile apps for assessment. So when we say mobile apps for assessments, nowadays is countless apps can be seen in the internet that offer a variety of uses, as technologies are generally meant to make human work easier and faster. Smartphone and computer apps were developed to make assessment tasks easier and more efficient. So the smartphone grading app or ZipGrade is popular in the university. So many teachers use the app to easily score the student test papers. If you remember, you look at entrance exam before you were admitted to the university. ZipGrade is used in that test for fast and accurate scoring, item analysis, and record keeping. So this is done utilizing the pre-designed customized answer sheet. After the test, each answer sheet is scanned using the app, and after just a couple of seconds, the score is obtained accurately. So there are a lot of amazing grading apps that help teachers to save time doing their work. On the assessment or online assessment. So online assessment is one of the trends that have evolved along with with technology. This is a very important nowadays that everybody wants to avoid face-to-face contact with other people as much as possible. So along with it comes the practice of online assessment. While this technology is not totally new, it is becoming very significant and popular because of the pandemic as people and the classes meet via social media and the like. So in USM, our very own, we have VLE. So your virtual learning environment uses the Moodle platform to host virtual online classes. So this platform has its own tool that allows teacher to create and administer online tests. Maybe you have tried taking tests directly there. So one of the very popular online assessment tool readily available now is Google Form. So Google Form, this is an online facility that allows anyone to create and use forms to gather information from individuals. This includes event registration, contact information, invitation, and etc. So and our concern and interest here is that it offers the option to create online quiz. We have in the criteria in choosing appropriate assessment tools. Provided here is a simplified guide in choosing assessment tools. So the teacher may consider the following characteristics in selecting appropriate assessment tools, whether the conventional or ICT-based assessment. So let's proceed to number one. Number one is that it measures the desired level of performance, or it is a level of satisfaction, productivity, efficiency, and student performance. Next, we have the cost effective in terms of effort, time, and money. Third, we have useful that will produce result that provides information that can be used in making decisions to improve student learning. Fourth, we have the reasonably accurate and truthful. Next is dependable, consistent, and responses over time. This is the lesson of this module, which is entitled as Innovative Technologies for Assessment, tasks in teaching and learning. I hope you learned something from this lesson and good day, everyone.